Deep beneath the world's largest rainforest lies a hidden secret, a colossal underground river that scientists only recently uncovered. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern science. The mysterious Hamza River, a secret waterway flowing silently beneath the Amazon. The Hamza and the Amazon are the two main drainage systems for the Amazon basin. The reported flow rate of the Hamza, at approximately 3,000 cubic meters, 110,000 cubic feet, per second, is 3% of the Amazon's. It runs west to east, some 4,000 meters, 13,000 feet, below the Earth's surface, and follows roughly the path of the Amazon River. The Hamza is born in the Andes and empties in the Atlantic Ocean, deep under the surface. Its own water has a high salt content. It flows from the Andean foothills to the Atlantic coast in a nearly west-to-east direction like the Amazon River. A combination of seismic data and anomalous temperature variation with depth measured in 241 inactive oil wells helped locate the aquifer. Except for the flow direction, the Amazon and the Hamza have very different characteristics. The most obvious ones are their width and flow speed. While the Amazon is 1 kilometer, 0.62 miles, to 100 kilometers, 62 miles, wide, the Hamza is 200 kilometers, 120 miles, to 400 kilometers, 250 miles, in width. The flow speed of the Amazon is 2 meters per second, 6.6 feet per second, 8. While the Hamza is less than 1 millimeter per second, 0.039 in/s. Several geological factors have played a vital role in the formation and existence of these subterranean water bodies. The porous and permeable sedimentary rocks behave as conduits for the water to sink to greater depths. East-west trending faults and the karst topography present along the northern border of the Amazon basin may have some role in supplying water to the river. If the impermeable rocks stop the vertical flow, the west-to-east gradient of the topography directs it to flow towards the Atlantic Ocean. The Hamza was discovered by a team of scientists led by Valia Hamza using thermal data collected from 241 inactive oil wells in the area, drilled in the 1970s and 1980s by the Petrobras Oil Company. Calculations from the data showed that a larger flow should exist. Direct observation of water movement at a very low rate can be difficult. The speed of flow is slower than that of an average glacier, and Hamza himself says that the team uses the term river in a general sense, not in the conventional sense. In the title to the original paper, the word river appears in quotation marks. The Amazon River is legendary, stretching over 6,400 kilometers and carrying more water than any other river on Earth. But in 2011, researchers at Brazil's National Observatory revealed something astonishing. Beneath the Amazon, at depths of nearly 4,000 meters, flows another massive river, the Hamza River. Named after scientist Valia Hamza, this underground river runs parallel to the Amazon, stretching an incredible 6,000 kilometers from the Andes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. The discovery wasn't made by accident. Scientists were analyzing deep boreholes drilled by Petrobras, Brazil's oil company, when they noticed unusual patterns in heat flow and water movement. These clues led them to identify a vast aquifer system, essentially a hidden river, flowing far beneath the surface. Unlike the Amazon above, which rushes with speed and power, the Hamza River moves slowly, almost like a creeping underground current. The evidence was presented at the 12th International Congress of the Brazilian Geophysical Society in Rio de Janeiro, and as of August 2011 has not yet been published, although the research team noted that the techniques used to predict the flowing aquifer's presence are not unusual for Earth science. Scientists have explained that the research results are preliminary, and that the definite scientific validation of the existence of the flowing aquifer presence are not unusual for Earth science. Scientists have explained that the research results are preliminary, and that the definite scientific validation of the existence of the flowing aquifer is to be expected in a few years. Now, here's the twist. Not all scientists agree on whether the Hamza should be called a river. Some argue it's more of a gigantic aquifer system, while others insist its length and flow make it worthy of the title. Regardless of terminology, the discovery has revolutionized our understanding of the Amazon basin's hydrology. The Hamza River is over twice the width of the Amazon and far slower moving. It also went undetected for eons before unusual geothermal data prompted scientists to take a closer look at soundings from inactive oil wells, eventually revealing a massive subsurface body of water. 5 days ago, researchers at Brazil's National Observatory have discovered evidence of a massive underground river flowing deep beneath the Amazon River, reports the AFP. Presenting this week at the 12th International Congress of the Brazilian Geophysical Society in Rio de Janeiro, Elizabeth Tavares Pimentel reported the existence of a 6,000-kilometer-long, 3,700-mile, river flowing some 4,000 meters, 13,000 feet, under the Amazon. Like the Amazon, the river flows west to east, but is considerably wider, 200 to 400 kilometers, and moves at only a fraction of the speed of the giant surface river. The hidden river, dubbed the Hamza after Pimentel's supervisor Valia Hamza, discharges into the Atlantic deep underground. It is likely that this river is responsible for the low level of salinity in the waters around the mouth of the Amazon, said a statement released by the National Observatory. The Amazon region has two discharge fluid systems: the surface drainage, the Amazon River, and the flow of groundwater through the deep sedimentary layers. Pimentel's research is based on analysis of 241 oil wells drilled by state oil company Petrobras in the 1970s and 1980s. The study area covers the sedimentary basins of Acre, Solimões, Amazonas, Marajo, and Barreirinhas. The Amazon is Earth's largest river. Every day up to 17 billion metric tons of water flow into the Atlantic Ocean. For reference, the Amazon discharges enough fresh water daily into the Atlantic to supply New York City's freshwater needs for 9 years. The force of the current causes Amazon River water to continue flowing 125 miles out to sea before mixing with Atlantic salt water. Early sailors could drink fresh water out of the ocean before sighting the South American continent. As an American, I know a lot about shame. The U.S. government and American companies have wrought appalling amounts of damage the world over. But as an admirer of Brazil's recent progress toward an economy that recognizes the contributions of culture and the environment, this week's decision to move forward on the Belo Monte Dam came as a shock. Belo Monte undermines Brazil's standing as a global leader on the environment. Recent gains in demarcating indigenous lands, reducing deforestation, developing earth monitoring technologies, and enforcing environmental laws look more tenuous with a project that runs over indigenous rights and the environment. The decision last week by the Brazilian government to move forward on the $17 billion Belo Monte Dam on the Xingu River will set in motion a plan to build more than 100 dams across the Amazon basin, potentially turning tributaries of the world's largest river into an endless series of stagnant reservoirs, says a new short film released by Amazon Watch and International Rivers. Researchers have identified a new species of river dolphin in the Bolivian Amazon according to the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society, WDCS. The announcement was made at a conservation workshop in Santa Cruz de la Sierra in Bolivia. Overfishing is reducing the effectiveness of seed dispersal by fish in the Brazilian Pantanal, reports Nature. The research suggests that fishing practices can affect forest health. So next time you think of the Amazon, remember there's not just one river but two. One visible, roaring with life, and another, silent and secret, flowing in darkness beneath the earth. What other mysteries lie hidden beneath our feet? Only time and science will tell. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Amazon's hidden river, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing discoveries. Drop a comment below. Do you think the Hamza should be considered a true river or just an aquifer? Let's discuss.